All right, so we got Victoria Alonso on Deadline now. If you don't know who she is, from what I'm understanding, a lot of the situations that have been happening at Marvel lately with like the terrible She-Hulk, I don't care if people will sit there and try to go, it's good because there's always some white knighter that tries to sit there and say it was good. It was not. That is not the character She-Hulk. And the funny thing is, I've talked to people, barbershops, places like that, who aren't into it like me, and they were confused because they were like, why was it 1 minute? Matter of fact, in the barbershop yesterday. So I literally asked me when we were just talking, they were like, yo, I got a weird question for you. They were like, She-Hulk was confusing to me. Because 1 minute they talk about women empowerment and feminism, and then the next minute they were doing, like, she was acting a different way, how she was sleeping around and stuff. So wait, is she supposed to be liberated? I was like, well, this is what they think feminism is. By the way, this was the woman. And they were like, well, no, feminism is supposed to be about empowerment and things like that. She came off very weird. It felt like I was getting mixed messages. I was like, well, that's the Marvel way for you. Because to her, she said, if the whole time all they did was trash men, and then she just goes around and sleeps around or whatever, then that's it. And I said to her, I said, well, look up things on modern feminism and you'll see. Apparently, she did not like that. I didn't like the show's content because all of it seemed like a jumbled mess, personally. It wasn't enough of a superhero show. They turned Titania into a one-hitter quitter character that's supposed to be like uh, her abomination. It just the legal stuff didn't make sense. It felt like they didn't know what they were doing on the legal side or a superhero side. And the show, the villain, the whole thing was just, yeah, it was just garbage. And that is the thing that set me on the path to keep my eyes closer on Marvel and be more choosy about what I watch and what I consume and pay them for. So that's just me. That's just one of the many decisions. The MODOK decision I heard was under her. So there's a lot of bad that goes under her, apparently. So Victoria Alonso, this is from Deadline, weighing legal action against Disney, and I just use those for examples. Marvel over sudden firing. Serious consequences promises lawyer Patty Glazer as Mouse House points at indisputable breach of contract. Now, from what I understand, she's an activist type of person. She's one of those activist hires. She needs to see herself. I do know she's the reason why, or one of the reasons why they made Namor of like a Spanish descent thing instead of just using a Spanish character. Like maybe Robbie Reyes, since a lot of people do want to see that Ghost Rider. But I digress. Changing the race, changing the culture, changing the things. This is the stuff. This is like literally like her culture, from what I understand. The Walt Disney Company is facing serious consequences and possible legal action over the pink slipping this week of Marvel VFX chief Victoria Alonso. Which like I said, these are just the things I heard about, like things with She-Hulk and stuff like that. She had some involvement in, as well as in some of the decision making, not just the VFX, from what I understand. Making it clear to Bob Iger, Kevin Feige, and to everyone at the Mouse House that she is not going quietly. The Oscar-nominated producer has retained the services of Patty Glazer to that end. The competing POVs on what's going on. BTS, the Glazer, Will Fink, Howard, Archam, and Shapiro LLP partners putting Disney on notice. In a statement released Friday for the now former president, physical and post-production, VFX, and animation production for Marvel Studios, the litigator who is already taking Disney-owned Lucasfilm to court for the canning of Star Wars TV series The Acolyte, EP Karen McCarthy said. So this lawyer they're fighting Disney. And I was right then. If she's had all those other titles, because I thought she did. I can't remember fully. It's a little early in the morning. But I do remember she had some hands in like a lot of things. So what's happening is, and same thing with Karen McCarthy. I actually had a video I was going to do, but I ended up deleting it because it was like a while ago about her. And I was like, this is not relevant anymore. But these are people who are activists. Like her Acolyte thing was going to be like a weird time thing. And what's happening, it sounds like, is that Disney is trying to get rid of a lot of these people who were known to be activists and known to be the push these agendas and things, because what's happening is these people are working in their animation studios, they're working in these other things, and they're not doing diversity and inclusion. They're doing what people will dub as woke, accordingly. Like, they're pushing the agenda instead of letting the agenda happen. And for anyone that does that whole, oh, you use the word woke, that means you're a Donald Trump supporter, you're an idiot. Because there's actually a clear distinction. If you need an example, Velma is woke. Into the Spider-Verse is diversity and inclusion. It's how, and it's the intent behind what is being done and the message that you're giving with that intent. And if your intention is to take something down, is bad. If your intention is to bring something to the table, that's good. Like I said, Velma and Into the Spider-Verse. Look no further. So with all of this going on, I know they were talking about Victoria is a gay Latina who had the courage to criticize Disney and was silenced. Then she was terminated when she refused to do something she believed was I'm sorry, these ad things he's popping up was reprehensible. Disney and Marvel made a really poor decision that will make serious consequences. There is a lot more of this story, and Victoria will be telling it shortly in one form or another. So there's some things going on there with Disney in this situation, and they're getting it from a couple of their studios. Now, here's what I think was going to happen. I think Disney's just going to settle and maybe have her sign an NDA. She may not take it. She might try to take them for everything, but usually in these situations, that's what you go for. Now, if you're wondering why she would go for that, Disney has enough money, even when they're not making money, to keep you in litigation for years and decades. And a lot of big corporations, sad to say, what they'll do is they'll say you either settle and they'll try to come to a common ground, or they're just going to keep you in litigation until you have no more money. And they will literally do that. They will just ride you until you have no more money left, because they'll have buckets and buckets of money in their lawyers that they hold on retainer all the time. So we'll see how this unfolds. Maybe there is some wrongful breaches of contract, and if that is, that's messed up. Disney, you hired these people. You made your bed. You need to lie in it. They're the reason why your Ant-Man now has now underperformed. They're the reason why Lightyear and Strange World did not do well. These people are the reason why. And Star Wars and all this pushback and everything you see that Disney's doing right now about how they're reassessing and thinking about how they're releasing their content, and maybe they need to pull back a little, and maybe they need to do this and think of this. What you're seeing is they were trying to play the Twitter game, and they were trying to get those check marks, and instead what's happening is it's not working. So we'll see what happens with her and Catherine, and we'll see what this court date thing does, because Disney right now is in a lot of trouble. They're having a lot of issues, and it's kind of by their own design. So I rambled on enough. I just wanted to give background to who she is, and the VFX stuff was terrible. Apparently, that's all her. So we'll see. Equal protagonist. You stay safe. You stay healthy. You stay real.